welcome back here to Wilson Central High School, home of the CoachHemi.com fall workout. We appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by the man with the plan, Coach J.L. Hemingway. Hemi, we're off and rolling here at the fall workout, man.
Marcus, I think I'm here. Sorry about that. Got the wrong headset. Hey, it's great to be here in the gym as always. Got a great opportunity here. Got some young men from the Middle Tennessee area. Christian Simmons leading them in some full court ball handling drills. Going to get a great live look in here at these prospects.
Most definitely. I like how we have this camp set up. I think when you look at the individualized attention these guys are going to be able to get from a Christian Simmons, and Adrian Penland, a Mike Maynard who's here, as well as Spencer Richardson. And then, not to mention, the X's and O's from Coach Hemi himself. I think you're looking at a very good opportunity here for these young men.
No doubt. And we've got some kids in the building that have been a part of some very good programs. You look at number 7, Jordan Jeffries. Played at Blackman High School alongside of Marcus Gilbert, down there at Shades Valley in Alabama. So there are going to be some kids that are going to be on the in the spotlight come high school season, and we're going to get a firsthand look at their work ethic and how hard they can go in drills.
Oh yeah, it's kind of cliche, but very true. The work you do when there's nobody in the stands, when it's it's not game day per se, really affects what happens when the stands do come out and you're in that pressure situation.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's one thing that we can stress as trainers, even evaluators, as outside people, so to speak. Constantly just encouraging the young men and the young women, that we work with as well too, to constantly be looking to take their game, to the next level. And the fact that, we've got this camp here on a Saturday afternoon, in October, high school season just around the corner for a lot of these guys, but they chose to be out here to get better, and also to be seen on the SUVtv, speaks a lot about their character.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a rainy day outside. Could have easily been one of those days where you just kind of, lay it in, video game, whatever the case may be. But like you said, these guys taking the extra effort to be able to be out here, and I think they're going to get real well rewarded when you look at the drills they'll be able to have. But like I said, that one-on-one customized attention that they're able to get from this talented staff here. And can't leave out Coach Jared Parmley, who's also a member of the staff here.
Yeah, without a doubt. We've got a star-studded cast, if you will. And of course, Christian Simmons, who's leading, this drill right now, is very well known, around the nation, really, at this point for, his work that he's done. Make sure that you visit CoachHemi.com. We got a highlight film, as a matter of fact, on Christian and some of the work that he does. He's trained some of the best, especially in Middle Tennessee, when you talk about girls basketball players, Crystal Dangerfield and even Caleb Pugh, that's a top 25 prospect. And the work that he's starting to do, on the men's side as well, too, helped a number of prospects that we had, back at our spring showcase, help many of those guys to go on and play college basketball, mainly because of not only the work that he did with those young men, but also the exposure that he helped give them too. Yeah. Whereas, some of those kids may not have, had that opportunity at all.
That's a great point. And when we talk about opportunity, we've got a few coaches that are here in the building today. I think this kind of event really underscores the fact that if you're looking to play college ball at a certain level, at the end of the day, I think it's about maximizing your potential. Not everybody's going to be a D1 player, but that doesn't mean that you can't maximize your potential, go to a good D2, D3 program, or maybe not as high of a D1 as you might look for.
Sure. And quite honestly, I do a lot of evaluating both on the men's side and the women's side, and I think what is more important, when it comes to recruiting is not so much the label, or the level as it is the fit. You know, you might be a kid that could play in the Sun Belt, you know, but are you going to get playing time there, or are you going to have to transfer after a year or two? Do you go and you sign to a school in the Atlantic Sun, but you know they were 2-22, you know, last year, and are you going to have to, you know, transfer after the, you know, the new coaching change? You know, whereas you could, you know, possibly go to a Cumberland University and maybe even start all 4 years. So, you know, fit is more important than anything else. I had a chance to speak to Alan Gardner. His daughter Emily was with us in the girls showcase beforehand, and his son Spencer Gardner, getting some looks, you know, from Freed-Hardeman University, even West Alabama, and you know, of course, you know, he would like for his son to be able to get, you know, a Division I scholarship, but at the same time, he understands, you know, fit's going to be much more important. He wants to play in an offense where, you know, they set a lot of screens for shooters and things like that. So educating yourself as a prospect and as a parent is every bit as important sometimes as the drill work that they do.
Yeah. That's a great point, Emmy. We see transition into another drill being led there by Spencer Richardson. Really liked his energy to start the camp off.
Yeah, without a doubt. Spencer has been a great addition, you know, for our staff here today, and I really like what they got going on here, really simulating some game situation, you know, the secondary break, that drag ball screen that you'll often see, and then, you know, working on the floater in the lane. You know, some of those old school coaches may not like the floater necessarily, but hey, when you're playing up against more athletic, you know, kids in the lane, you've got to be able to get that teardrop off.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you might want to poll some of those guys that don't like it. It might be because they don't have a guy that can hit it with a certain level of proficiency.
And now that's a great point there.
When you got a guy that can come and hit that floater, you know, some of the guys that can do it with either hand, I mean, it's deadly.
Without a doubt. And you see Adrian Penland right there trying to pick those guys, you know, on the spin move right there. And I'm sure one of the things that our staff is going to be talking about is protecting the basketball, you know, using your body to shield the ball. Adrian Penland, of course, one of our lead trainers with the Elite Basketball Academy. You can read all about them on peachstatebasketball.com. AP, as we like to call them, you know, played a little bit of ball overseas. I say a little bit, you know, anytime you go overseas to play, it's not a little bit, it's a lot.
Oh, yeah. Always enjoy, and I'm not the players, you know, benefiting from their expertise, but I always enjoy watching those guys and what they bring to the sessions, you know, with just the different tactics and drills that they work. But then also, you know, like you mentioned, Hemi, being able to include that experience that they've had, you know, playing basketball on multiple continents.
And I like the fact that, you know, right now they're exposing some of the little things that you may not get in a normal drill session. You know, you talk about, all right, come down, crossover, use the ball screen. Hey, but these guys understand that, hey, if you don't protect the ball right now, you know, in this situation, it's going to get picked from you. So exposing that little thing right there can help them really take that game to the next level. You see AP really getting into the guards right here and making them work.
Yeah, making them work, and they're making them read each drill situation. Another thing that I'm liking here, you saw a couple plays ago where a player just assumed that he'd be able to use that screen and have the open jump shot. And you saw AP kind of return that one to sender.
Mike Maynard right here. You can follow him on Twitter. I think it's Hustle Hard Hoops, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct. A guy whose energy is infectious. Been able to, you know, watch him. He's in the Nashville area now, but, you know, he's familiar with us in the Atlanta area as well. Puts a lot of energy into the kids that he works with. Nice to see him bringing that to Coach Hemi camp as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's with us. He was, you know, working with some kids, you know, even before the camp even started. You see him and AP, you know, switching off. And I really like that, I don't know what you would call a little curl off of the ball screen right here to be able to duck in. That's almost the old Derrick Rose, you know, type move there.
Yeah.
Number 7 right here, that's Jordan Jeffries, as we mentioned before, out of Blackman High School. Good-looking guard prospect. So you can see the ball handling and the strength in the upper body as well, too. It's number 7.
Blackman High School, no stranger to good basketball. They're at that institution.
Made the state championship game, as a matter of fact, in their classification. Both the girls and the boys, as a matter of fact.
Can't beat that.
As a matter of fact, they won a state championship ring. College friend of mine is an assistant coach on staff there, Michael Voss, and he likes to, every time I see him, he just finds a way to put that state championship ring up in my face. That's how I remember that they did win.
Nothing wrong with it. Hey, if you got it, then it's your prerogative to be able to show it when you deem necessary.
Another local native there, number 10, Keyshawn Davidson, as I mentioned, number 10. He's from Oakland High School. Young kid, just an 8th grader in the building here. You gotta love the fact that he's willing to get the extra work in here with many of the older players.
Most definitely, and it's going to show, down the road. And we saw a lot of that even in the earlier sessions on the girls' side of things. We saw a lot of younger players really being able to get some great bump today.
Without a doubt, and I think that's something that if you're a talented kid, you've got to make sure that you put yourself in positions to stretch yourself. If you're always the best player on the court, odds are you're not gonna get better. You've got to find a way to go up against, head-to-head kids that are better than you. And I think that's one of the big recruiting pieces when you start talking about college basketball, that University of Kentucky and Coach Calipari have such an edge over everybody else, is because they can say, hey, when it comes summer workout time, we have all of these former pros that are coming back in. Anthony Davis is going to be, in our open gyms because he's a Kentucky alum, and when you're bumping heads against quite honestly, all-world player like Davis, well, you're going to get better. So in that sense, for kids like this, they've got to search out, other good programs, whether it's college programs or other good high school programs, good travel teams, to be able to bump heads in that way.
Most definitely. Iron sharpens iron. Don't want to be iron and you're going against wood day in, day out. You might chop through it, but definitely for the long run, not going to enhance what you bring to the table. So
here we go. We're working on a change of direction thing. Change of direction drill right here. You see Shechem Grant right there, number 5, coming out of the Mississippi area, showing his ball handling skill. That's Marcus Gilbert, another from Shades Valley. We mentioned that a minute ago. Here's number 4, Chase Hawkins. Good job of using the rim as protection right there. Out of Nolensville High School, Lighthouse Christian. Chase Hawkins right here, number 32, running back. Plays with the Nashville Celtics organization. Going to be a senior this year at Lighthouse. I was talking to him before the camp, and he was talking about, some of the things that, he wants to work on physically. He understands that he's got, even a ways to go, whether it be on the court or even in the weight room for that matter. Yeah. Already putting himself in a good position academically, with a 24 on the ACT. So, he's a kid, Hawkins that is, at 6'6", and, even with some wing skill to be able to shoot the ball, a Cumberland University or even, even some of your better D3s, in the area, Sewanee, schools like that should definitely be peeking in on a Hawkins.
You see the youngster.
Yeah. Davidson really, he's got that tight handle, man.
Finish with a little bit of contact to Christian Simmons on that last one. She got a little bit of above the rim action there.
This is really good right here. Notice here, they're having to make a dribble move to beat the initial defender, and then they're coming up and they're facing that regular defender, having to make another crossover move, and then facing the hard hedge off the ball screen and changing directions again. Very game-like, you'll see right here, and then having to finish at the rim against Christian Simmons.
You see seeing more and more sweat pouring into this place.
Yeah. These kids are really getting after it and doing a fine job. Here's Davidson again, a nice little behind the back. There's a lefty, number 13, Jay Gibson, out of Cleveland High School, Cleveland, Tennessee. Just a freshman. You see the fella right there, number 13 there in white, listed at 6'3". You know, one thing that we've noticed, Marcus, you know, boys versus girls, boys players are going to keep growing, you know, into their sophomore and junior year, whereas a girl, female prospect, they're going to be topped out, you know, by the time they're a freshman or even a sophomore. You look at a Gibson from Cleveland, Tennessee. You know, he's a forward, you know, listed as a combo forward right now, but you can imagine he's probably going to grow a couple of more inches. He can get the 6'5", 6'6".
I think he grew half an inch between the first time you mentioned his name and the second time you came around him. That kid's got plenty of growing to do.
Right. Here's number 5 again, Grant again. His sister showed out very well in the showcase, and he's working well down here too. Number 12, Bryce Williams, again from Blackman High School, doing well on these ball handling drills.
You see Coach Sanford making sure these, and I love how they're really enforcing that these guys take care of the ball, and not only that, when they finish, be able to use the rim as a protector, as opposed to just going through the motions. You even saw AP catch a shot off the glass a couple minutes ago. I mean, you got guys that are going to do that in the game, so you know, why not drill real game situations?
What a special chance it is for these young men to be in the gym with all of these trainers, because quite honestly, you know, I'm looking at all of them, and all of them get paid to teach the game of basketball. You know, we've mentioned Christian, you know, AP, Adrian Pendlin, basketball.com. You can visit his website. He runs a series of camps and does a lot of training up there in the Flowery Branch, Georgia area. You know, all of these guys know their craft. You know, this is not their first time in there, and they're all out here just busting tail, making sure. Look, you've got 3 of them, you know, all out there working. You really got to appreciate that.
Yeah.
See here, number 6, that's Taylor Vanderbilt, working the ball handling. And again, simulating that hard hedge, ball handling trap defense. You know, and these are, game situations. And while they may appear simple, you know, on television, we see Derrick Rose do this all of the time. The back dribble, the crossover, you know, finish at the rim. Heck, man, if you don't practice it, what makes you think that you're going to be able to do it in the game, you know, going full speed, full bore?
Oh, yeah, with a guy going full speed right in you and another guy on the way. Youngster continuing to show the nifty handle.
You know, by the time you get all the way downhill to the rim, you know, making a simple layup like that is not as simple because you've expended a lot of energy.
I see him going to the pull-up. We're going to transition to the baseline. Be sure to stick with us. We'll have some player interviews a little bit later, touching base with some of the guys here. We're going to take a short water break, and we'll take one with them. We appreciate you watching the CoachHemi.com fall workout here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. We'll be back shortly. Again, thanks for joining us back here at the CoachHemi.com fall workouts. We continue to see our skills trainers here on hand. Take the campers through some of the drills.
Back with you now, Marcus. Yes, sir. Just got done working a little L-cut series right there. Some footwork on the wing. You know, one of the things that Coach Parmalee was talking about, you know, earlier in our afternoon session with our young ladies was, you know, attention to detail. You know, paying attention to the footwork and such, and you'll see him, you know, teaching some wing footwork as well too. So that is one of the things that oftentimes goes overlooked. You know, everybody wants to, you know, see the dunks and the athleticism, you know, but a lot of times it's the, you know, the fine tuning of the skills that allow you to be able to do, you know, those highlight type things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I was talking about with, you know, with all of our trainers here was, you know, just be prepared, you know, for, you know, with a drill. And all of these guys here, you know, nearly an encyclopedia of drills, so to speak. And it's good to see, you know, the variety, but at the same time, you know, how similar, you know, good trainers all work together.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with, you know, a guy like Coach Parmalee might have a little bit different perspective, but, you know, in the end, you know, his approach, you know, to the game isn't all that different from, you know, Christian Simmons or even, you know, Sean Sanford and Adrian Penland.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. It's been great to see the, you know, the individual perspectives on it, but also the common threads between them all as well.
Yeah, going through a gauntlet right here of defenders down around the bucket. And trying to be strong on that layup.
And again, one of the things I've liked is that, you know, they've really kind of emphasized the players being able to read the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just do the drill in a robotic way. Got to be able to adjust.
All right, read what the defense gives you, and make the adjustment accordingly.
I like Jordan Jeffries, man. You know, you touched on him. You know, you can see him getting better at certain aspects, working on that jump shot a little bit. But I like his strength. You know, like the way he attacks the rim as well.
All right, you'll see Jeffries a lot this year. A senior, going to be at Blackman High School. You know, plays a shooting guard position. Good opportunity for him to come out here and get some exposure at the workout.
You see a couple pads being added. Really enjoyed, you know, part of those the GAMCA Coaches Clinic, the webcast sessions that we streamed. Those presented by CoachHemi.com last week. One of the sessions was Tyrone Johnson out of Whitfield Academy. They're in the Atlanta area.
Yeah.
A lot of schools, you know, those outside of Georgia might not be as familiar with that program, but it's one of the toughest and hardest playing programs in the state, despite being a single A school. And he really went through some of the drills that they use with some of the different pads. And as opposed to the coaches holding those, they actually have the players use the pads a lot because it's extra conditioning for the players. But
sure,
it really just underlined the need for physical toughness, being able to play through contact, and just the art of doing that. You got to be able to have that in the game.
Yeah, the physical side of this game continues to be so important. You know, you might have all of the skills in the world, you know, but if you only weigh, you know, a $155 or something like that, you know, standing at 6'6", well, you're going to get, you know, thrown off of your mark and, you know, forget about being able to defend on the other end. So the physicality, you know, is becoming every bit as important to the game as, you know, the actual skill development too.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you look at a player like how is a Tyler Eulis with all of that skill able to be at Kentucky right now on that same practice session on ESPN that you mentioned? And it's not from being a guy that's afraid of contact or whines through contact.
Yeah, what I like about this session right here is you're seeing guys make mistakes, and it's okay. You know, one of the things that I always talked about when I was, you know, running youth camps, you know, 5th grade, 6th grade, you know, 7th grade kids, say, hey, it's all right to make a mistake. You're not getting better if you're not making mistakes. You know, the old 2-ball dribble and drill, you know, if you're just sitting there, you know, for 5 minutes straight and the ball never bounces away, well, you're not really pushing yourself. Same thing right here. You know, if you're not losing the ball out of bounds at least once through one of these dribble and drills, you're not getting better because you're not pushing yourself, you know, to the highest limits. And then once you know where your limit is when it comes gameplay, well, then you know, well, guess what? I don't need to go at a 10 speed. Maybe I need to go to, you know, to an 8 speed right here.
Yeah. Again, you're watching the CoachHemi.com fall workout here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. I'm Marcus Burnett. I've got the pleasure of Aaron Shuck joining me now on the air. He's playbook administrator for CoachHemi.com, your resources for X's and O's. Coach, give us your thoughts on the site overall, and then specifically the CoachHemi.com fall workout.
Well, it's been pretty neat over the past year to kind of see our work come to fruition. We just kind of came up with the idea a year and a half ago, and we just wanted to have a basketball encyclopedia just full of plays. We watch a lot of basketball. We discuss a lot of X's and O's, so we just wanted to put it all on paper per se, and then come up with our website. And it's slowly starting to grow, which is pretty cool to see. So,
you know, Hemi being on the webcast earlier, we talked about some of the different basketball perspectives that you see, not just in these training sessions, but when I think you look at the PSB and the Prospects Nation team overall. And I love the fact that, you know, when you look at the X's and O's, there's a tactical coaching side that really isn't accounted for enough in the market these days.
Well, we do our homework. We attend a lot of coaching clinics, watch a lot of basketball on TV. We're just always trying to learn. And we just want to be a resource for all coaches. They can come to us and get on our website and, you know, just maybe they might see something they really like, or we might spark their interest and give them an idea of something that they can do. That's pretty much our goal with the entire site.
Now, I've seen some of the sets that, you know, feature some of the high school players, but, you know, I've also seen some of the other levels represented on the site as well. Kind of touch on that.
Right. We cover it all. I mean, we've got high school girls, high school boys, all Division III, Division II, Division I college basketball. We're going to be getting ready to start with our international series. We got a lot of FIBA sets from the World Cup that was just played, so we pretty much have all levels covered.
Most definitely. It's really able to see the response. You know, some of the coaches at a clinic that I broadcasted just last weekend were able to check out CoachHemi.com and, you know, really be able to take advantage of those plays that are there, man. So that's a great resource.
Yeah, we really like it. We're pretty proud of it, too. We've put in a lot of time. We've put in a lot of effort. The members are starting to grow, and I think the members that we do have, they're really happy. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from them, And it's just, and pretty soon we really want to start interacting with them. And hey, they can come to us and say, hey, can you search this, or look for that? What can we do against this certain defense? And just come to us, and we'll do the work for them pretty much.
You see Coach Parmley going through another extension of the drill, but I don't know about you, man. I've really been able to enjoy seeing these players learn in such a customized setting here.
I'll tell you what, the girls' turnout was really good, and these guys, the number's smaller, but they're getting some pretty good reps in, and they're getting good work from these trainers. They're doing a really good job teaching the game. It's pretty neat to watch.
I agree. Love the atmosphere. We've seen it's almost like this camp size and this setting has energized the trainers even more.
Right. Yeah, they're getting into it. They're interacting with the players more. A lot of teaching going on. A lot of good footwork stuff. Stuff that we'll be able to use when we get to our teams this fall.
One of the things that I noticed during some of the camp games that you were coaching, it's almost to where you were more focused on the sets being ran and setting up the basic offense as opposed to focusing on who's post, who's point guard, who's this, who's that.
Right. To me, you're a basketball player. You got guards and you have posts, and that's pretty much what I was telling the girls. I'd give them one simple set to run, see how well they picked up on it. For the most part, the girls that were here, their IQ level was pretty good, and they picked up on it quickly. So that was pretty encouraging to see.
Yeah, very high basketball IQ demonstrated in that session, and it was evident you had a lot of players. You had your Crystal Dangerfields, your Anastasia Hayes that are really top tier players, but we saw them doing things to get others involved, make sure the basic offense.
That's what it's about, making plays for your teammates. Don't worry about getting your own points. Go screen away from the ball, basket cut, do something to make plays for your teammates and get them open. A lot of things are just so predicated off the dribble now, which is okay, but we really try to preach moving without the basketball too, making basket cuts, how to read the defense, what kind of cut to make off the screen. So, and we're seeing some of that stuff here, which is pretty good. That's a nice move right there.
Number 15 there. That's Tomas Gray out of Riverdale.
Yeah, that was a nice move right there. These guys are finishing with contact pretty good. They're hitting them pretty hard, too.
Oh, yeah. You got some strong guys out there, man. You look at number 14.
Yeah.
You look at number 14 out there, Desmond Paul, also out of Riverdale. And when you look at number 7 also, Jeffries out of Blackman, they're just, a couple of the sturdy guys that you see here.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hitting them pretty hard, too, with those pads. So they're finishing well.
Now, CoachME.com is a great resource, just period. But do you see the site as a resource for any maybe ills or any deficiencies that you see in the game today, or just for a general use?
We pretty much cover everything. Eventually, we want to have something that every coach can find, whether it's individual drills, team drills, press offenses, press defenses. I added some stuff on there a couple weeks ago, just different things you can work on in a shell drill, ways that, guard screens away from the ball. So we pretty much want to cover everything, and that's the end result. But we're adding to it daily. We add a new play, a new drill daily. So we just want to cover every aspect when it comes to basketball. And that's, we kind of want our members. It'll be neat once we start interacting with them, and they can start saying, "Hey, we really like this," or "Hey, can you find this to put on there?" And we'll do the homework for them.
You see the pull-up jumper being worked on here now.
Yeah, some of these guys, they're pretty quick off their feet. They get up nicely. Yeah, they got to elevate.
And that was number 4 there. That's Chase Hawkins. Hawkins, nice-sized kid, and he has some length and some unsung athleticism.
Right.
I think that he's still getting used to dealing with.
I like that kid right there. Number 14, what's his name? Yeah, Desmond Paul. He's a nice-sized player.
Yeah.
Looks like he can play inside and out a little bit. Yeah.
Number 12, Bryce Williams, also out of Blackman High School, state runner-up. and then last year's state tournament. Be sure to stick with us later. We'll have a couple of the guys on for interviews so you can kind of get their perspective on how the camp has gone so far last season, as well as some of their thoughts going into the upcoming high school basketball season. You know, for these fellas to be here, it's a rainy, easy, stay-in kind of Saturday when you look at that, but they're out here trying to get better on their game. As I said, you're watching the CoachHemi.com fall workout. You're on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll have more coverage here live from Lebanon, Tennessee. All right, that was good. Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. No problem, man. Back to the action here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. Marcus Burnett joined by Stephen Peck as we see Jordan Jeffries. He's already impressed a little bit with his strength and ability to get to the rack with quickness here today. There we see him showing off the hops as well. Steve, man, we've already talked about how, you know, with this setting, I think the trainers and the players, the energy was great to start off. You know, your thoughts on this setting?
I mean, I think it's a great setting. It started out with great energy. I think the trainers got just a good workout during the warm-up, as the guys are.
Yeah.
So they've got them really moving, working. I mean, I think it's a great group of guys. They're getting some good instruction. I mean, you can see the energy and the instructors, just how competitive they are with the drills. They want to, you know, show these guys, hey, if you want to play ball at the next level, that you're really going to have to compete.
That's a great point, man. I was, you know, when you look at this camp size, you know, I've seen camps that have been this size before, but not with the same energy level. I think in this instance, we saw a girls' side of things to where it was very heavy. You had, you know, I don't know how many teams we had. I think we had about 7 or 8 teams. You look at this, it's a smaller, more grassroots setting, but like you said, I think that's worked in everybody's favor. We've really seen the trainers be energized from it. We've seen the players get more individualized attention. So I've just really been enjoying seeing these guys kind of get better right before our eyes.
Right, yeah, it's fun to watch because I think the trainers get, like you say, they get, you know, rejuvenated just by getting out on the floor and playing, and they come up with, you know, a lot of these drills they just do on the fly.
Yeah.
They see something they need to work on, and they throw a drill in, you know, and it's exciting to see how hard these guys are going, you know, right now. You know, during this workout section, it'll be interesting to see how these things translate once they start playing games.
Oh yeah, that's always fun. You know, being able to see these guys drill one thing and then seeing those players really take that and apply it in that kind of situation. You know, I know as an evaluator yourself, you know, you talk about how kids can often do too much in the course of a game. Here's a perfect setting to where you can have a competitive atmosphere, try some things, get better at some things without having to take it to a, you know, a true game setting and maybe do some things that you're not as acclimated to too early.
Right. This is the opportunity to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's opportunity to, you know, a bad mistake is one that you don't learn from. And so I consider those to be all learning opportunities. And this is, like you said, a great setting, kind of a more intimate environment where you get a lot of work, a lot of reps. You know, you've got a floor full of, you know, high caliber instruction, which I think is great. It's exciting to watch. You know, I'm sitting over here trying to take notes, and I'm like moving and playing defense, moving myself over here. So.
Yeah, it's great to see all of the basketball perspectives represented here. When you look at your basketball career, you look at Adrian Penland, you look at Christian Simmons, and all of these guys here. So these players are not only able to take instruction and play in front of guys that know the game well, but also that have played the game at certain levels.
And that's what's fun for me, to be able to see that and be able to see guys like you say, Christian and Adrian and other instructor coaches that are out here. You know, just their passion for it. You know, if you love the game, what I got excited about when I first started evaluating about four or 5 years ago was I used to come to different events up at Swanee, you know, with my sister when she was coaching and my brother when he was coaching, and come up to those certified events. Just to hearing the balls dribble and the sneakers squeak, you know, just kind of gave me goosebumps. So it's always fun to be in the gym, you know. You can just kind of close your eyes and you can hear the balls bounce, the sneakers squeak, you hear the ball, you know, splash in the net like you use.
Most definitely, man. It's a great thing. Any players here that have kind of, piqued your interest early on, or, have you saying, okay, let me see if he can do X, Y, Z in the game situation, or, any guys that are intriguing you early on?
Well, you know, really impressed with how hard these guys are working in the drills. Marcus Gilbert, just with his size and his strength, the way that he was going, you know, kind of to the basket. He's able to score with contact, handles the ball well. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how he does once the game starts. Also, Sheekum Grant, little point guard. He's taking some punishment, you know, doing the drills, you know, hitting the layups, but then he came right back. You know, it's going to be interesting to see these guys go at it once the competition starts.
Yeah, I loved how they had those guys playing through contact. We were able to see his twin sisters earlier in the girls' workout as well. So he's representing well here in the boys' side of things also. And we talked about playing through contact, and you know, that's key these days. You know, we touched on the Kentucky practice that was on ESPN. Tyler Eulis was one of my favorite players to watch when he was in high school, because at that size and stature, playing in one of the toughest leagues you'll find in the country, in that Chicago Catholic League, you see him able to eat contact and handle a certain level of physicality that most people his size can't.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like you said, we talked about these kids. They want to, you know, play at the next level. The game's going to get more physical. I think if you look at basketball players as a whole, they're a lot stronger. You can have a lot of athletic ability, but if you can't match that with being able to be under control with contact, the game's going to be more physical, and to be able to handle those things is going to make you a more effective player.
As they gather along the baseline for another drill. We're going to take a short break. We appreciate you joining us here on the CoachHemme.com Fall Workout. We'll be back here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV, shortly. And welcome back here. We appreciate you sticking with us. Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. More of this CoachHemi.com fall workout. This is the boys division. I've got Spencer Richardson joining me here on the mic. We appreciate you taking the time out of the drills, man. We love the energy and the tone you guys have set, from a training standpoint, and I think it's really been infectious with the kids. Your thought on the camp so far today as we see Jeffries raise up a little bit?
It's going great, with the guys. Obviously, we got a smaller group, but to me, small groups are better. You get more reps. You get an opportunity to look at each and every one of the guys in here and just kind of see what they need to get better at.
Yeah, and we really seen them be able to take advantage of, the customized attention you guys have been able to give them. And I've also noticed that you've done a great job on when they're going through the drills, not having them go through it in a robotic type of way, having them really read the situation. Your thoughts on that approach?
Yes, sir. I think that's the most important thing when you're doing skill training. You definitely don't want the kids to, just going.
Got tripped up there a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. But as far as the drills, you definitely don't want the kids just going through the drill. They need to know.
Number 13 just off the mark on that one.
But while they're doing the drill, and and as a trainer, you got to be vocal and you got to be good at explaining the drills.
Nice little move there, and the finish is number 15, Tomas Gray. But yeah, you guys are definitely focused on that. Now you've had a few players that were in the girls division representing Lady Zoom and definitely played well. And then you've got a couple guys here also. Your thoughts on what these types of events do overall, not only from the skill development side, but also the competitive camp games.
To me, this is one of the best things that basketball can do for these kids. It gives you opportunity to come in here and match up against some of the top boy or girls in the state, and then from other states. A lot of kids, once they get to their peak level, they start to get bored. But it's always good to come in and go through new drills and get pushed, and also come in and compete against boys and girls that are just as better than you.
Most definitely, Coach. Any players that have kind of intrigued you here early on as far as their potential, maybe something you've seen them do well, or possibly even a weakness you want to address?
Oh yeah, I like the Omar kid, the point guard number 9. He's very poised, got a nice handle, got a sweet shot. This kid here with the ball now, number 12, he's definitely an athlete, can get off the floor, got a nice strong body. But the kid I'm impressed with the most is this guy right here, number 7, running the floor. He's just an unbelievable athlete. Work hard, he's asking questions, and seems like a really good kid.
Most definitely. That's Jordan Jeffries out of Blackman High School, state runner-up last year. The way he's working here, trying to make that a state champion going into 2015. Hey, Coach, we appreciate you joining us, man. We're going to let you get back to the drills, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
And welcome back to the CoachHemi.com fall workout. Marcus Burnett got the pleasure of one of our trainers, Sean Sanford, joining us here on the mic. And we're going to be very brief because I'll be honest, with the way you trainers have approached the camp, I think the players have had no choice but to kind of fall in line energy-wise. We'll let you get back to it, man. But your thoughts on this setting and some of the individualized attention you guys have been able to get these players?
Oh, man, honestly, of course, you know, you want to have more kids here, but the fact that we got to really interact more on a individual basis with all of them, I think it's going to help them a lot because it help them focus on a lot of different areas that they need to work on as far as in the game. And the pace has been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm all about pacing the workout. You can come in here and lollygag for 3 hours, or you come in here for 45 minutes and go hard, and you feel like you've been in here for 3 hours. So I really love the pace, love what everybody's been bringing to the table as far as Spencer Richardson, Worldwide Chris, and Coach JP and AP. So man, it's been awesome, man. I really have enjoyed it so far, man. I can't wait to see them go at it, though, here in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man. How do you like the mixture of, I guess, basketball perspectives when you look at the training staff here today, given the fact that you guys have played ball at different levels and, you know, you kind of all bring your own flavor, even though there are some common threads. Your thought on that mixture here today?
It's always good to see someone else's point of view when it comes to basketball, man. Yes, basketball is the same, but everybody sees it in a different light.
Yeah.
As long as we're out here accomplish the same, have the same goals and focus on the same things and keeping it all basketball, no rolling chairs,
Right.
no props,
Right.
just basketball. So everything is fine, man. I really appreciate it. I'm learning stuff sometimes, you know, so I have no problem doing that, none at all.
That's good stuff, man. Any players here in particular that have kind of intrigued you as far as their strengths, you know, some of the potential that you see if certain weaknesses are worked on? Any players that kind of caught your attention here today?
Definitely, I think it's 12 over there. Him and can't remember 12.
Number
and
12 is Bryce Williams out of Blackman.
His athleticism is crazy. If he can get in the gym and get more of a skill set to go with it, he could play college ball somewhere easily. His athleticism is incredible. I was highly shocked because I remember before when he was younger and it was not like that.
Got you.
It's definitely not like that. Definitely. Where's he at? Trying to find him. Omar Lyons.
Number
Omar
9.
Lyons, very skilled kid. Goes hard. I respect any kid that goes hard, whether he makes a mistake or not, goes hard. Omar, very skilled kid, young kid. I think he should have a good year this year at Siegel. He'll be a sophomore. And then kid right here coming right now catching the ball really caught me off guard. He's a pretty fundamental kid, man. I don't know his athleticism or whatnot right now, but he's very fundamental.
Yeah, that's Sheecham Grant.
Very fundamental.
As I mentioned, his sisters were also a part of the girls division of the CoachHemi.com fall workout. So the Grant household taking advantage of the instruction today.
The twins?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see Jeffries, another athletic kid out of Blackman.
Very much so. Very athletic kid. Gotten stronger these last couple of years. I think he should have a real big year this year over there. Have a great chance to get a lot more playing time this year.
Now, Coach, you train a lot of players, man, and you know your thoughts on players that come to this type of event and really maximize it versus just going through the motions and kind of getting participation points.
Definitely got to maximize the whole atmosphere. You're getting great exposure. You're getting a great chance to put yourself out there for coaches and people that haven't seen you yet for the chance to play college basketball. That's the ultimate goal, man, for these kids. Y'all want to play basketball, you want to try to do it for free, say you're paying some money. A lot of my kids, have done the majority of these things, so I look at them like this should be nothing to you.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. I just feel like your footwork should be there. You should know what we're doing. It's not nothing new to you. It's not a surprise. So expect a lot out of them.
Most def, Coach. You guys have put a lot into these guys, man. We're going to let you get back to the session. We appreciate you joining us here, man.
Appreciate it, Marcus.
Back here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout, Marcus Burnett got the privilege of being joined by Mr. Christian Simmons of We Work Hoops. You've heard him talked about throughout this entire day, both in the girls and the boys division. One of the best trainers you'll find not only in this state, but really in the country. Chris, man, give us your thoughts on this camp setting, man. Looks like you guys are really able to kind of mix it up with the guys as part of this instruction. Your thoughts so far?
Basically, like this, I always tell the kids and I tell other trainers that I work with that when I played, it was something that settings like this is something I wish I would have had the opportunity to do because you get so much knowledge. You know, when I grew up in a rough neighborhood, so you know, we were just playing pickup out in the streets and at the neighborhood parks and stuff like that. And these kids just got to take advantage of this opportunity. Getting taught by some of the great trainers around here and coaches. And like I was telling them earlier, you never know who knows somebody that, like I said, a college coach might call and say, I need this position. And, you know, we see this kid at camp. You know, we just tell them, hey, I got this kid, and kid gets a scholarship. That happened to me personally with 3 girls that are playing in the ACC right now. This past year, coach called me, say, I need this position, and I recommended 3 names to actually sign all 3 kids. You just never know.
That's a prime example. You know, when Hemi was kind of overviewing the training staff that we had on hand, he talked about your expertise side of things, but also the exposure side that you've been able to provide as well for these kids. And you know, it's a two-way street. They got to be out here working hard and at these events to take advantage of the exposure. So that's a great point on your end. Now, initially, it seemed like you guys as a training staff kind of got energized for these players for them to be in this kind of setting. Just describe your thoughts on that, man, with the way you guys kind of kicked the camp off and really got into it with the drills.
Really, just a lot of these kids know, like you said, they know us now.
Yeah.
And they know what we bring to the table. And speaking for myself, like I played professional basketball over in Europe, and then AP also did it. So those kids, they hate to say it, like, but they look up to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're kind of fired up to work out with us, and they know we're gonna push them to the max, and they know, girls and boys, they know the energy that we're gonna bring whenever we work them out. They know we're doing it like strictly from our heart because this is what we love to do.
Yeah.
So you know, it doesn't take much to fire them up, just because, like I said, they know. Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
And you can't beat it. You know, look up is definitely an appropriate phrase to use, because if I'm a kid trying to play ball at whatever level I'm trying to play ball at, just trying to maximize my potential, who can I look up to if I can't look up to the guys that have played it on multiple levels, played in different countries, on different continents, in different leagues? So most definitely good role models as far as they're concerned. Any players that have kind of stuck out to you a little bit as far as raw potential, or some, you know, players you'd like to continue to work on?
The young kid, Keyshawn, he's number 10 out there. He really sticks out. He's an 8th grader. And Tomas Gray, who is he's graduated high school already. He's looking to enroll somewhere in January. He's 6'1", 6'2" guard, works hard, always works hard. And, you know, he's going to somebody's going to pick him up in January. But, yeah, those are 2 of the guys that stick out.
Gray guarding the ball right now. He's number 15 there. Most definitely, Chris, man. Like I said, I appreciate you jumping on the mic, man. I know your element is the training side of things, so I know you can't wait to get back in there. We're going to let you go, but ladies and gentlemen, you can follow him at WeWorkHoops on Twitter, and check out WeWorkHoops.com. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CoachHemi.com fall workout. Marcus Burnett. Got the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Jared Parmley. We've got Coach here on site. You probably recognize him from some of our Prospects Nation TV archives with his Kentucky Premier Parmley squad playing on those. But, Coach, how does it feel to be a part of this setting, both on the girls and boys side here today?
Well, it's a great opportunity for myself just to get out and see some different players. I typically work with players from Kentucky, obviously, so it's good to get out and see some great players, both boys and girls, so it's really good.
Now, Coach, I'm in Atlanta now, but I'm from Indiana originally, so I know all about the basketball roots there in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. A very strong state for basketball. Your thoughts on some of what you've seen here in this Middle Tennessee area?
Well, I'm very familiar with the area. We come down and play at the Battle of the Borough on the girls' side. Obviously, it's a very talented area, just a wealth of talent in the Murfreesboro, Franklin, Nashville area. This is my first experience with the men's side. Obviously, a lot of great players here, just some talented kids that great work ethic. Their intensity's been really good. The girls this morning, same thing. Just a lot of talent in this area. Of course, I've coached against them for years, so
yeah,
very familiar with it.
Yeah, most definitely. I've liked how the both sessions today, the girls and boys respectively, have been different sizes and really different flavors as far as when you look at the number of players that are in there, and I think the way that the sessions have shaped up. What have you enjoyed most about this setting with these particular players?
Well, I think anytime you got a smaller number of players, you can really work on more specifics. You can take your time and break things down, pay a little bit more attention to the details. In the earlier session, it was really good. I always enjoy the skills session because I think that's where players separate themselves and just really into great players is in those individual settings. So here, with a low number, these guys don't understand the advantage they have to get in the reps that they're getting.
Most definitely, Coach. Now, we've talked to a couple of the trainers here that have, played ball overseas in different areas, and I've heard the assumption that a lot of times things are a little bit more fundamentally sound over there. How much of that do you feel is naysay, or how much of that do you feel just kind of varies depending on the coach and how they kind of stress fundamentals?
Yeah, I do. I think it's if you look at the NBA and the WNBA and you look at the foreign players, their skill sets usually, I think they teach players to not just be a post player or a perimeter player. They work on their whole game. They develop the whole game of basketball, and I think that's something that now in the United States folks are doing. I know on the girls' side we really are working on that, not just pinning them into a post player or a guard, but really developing them as a whole player.
Yeah, it's a great approach, Coach. As far as some of the players here, any players that have kind of piqued your interest as far as their potential and some of what you've seen today?
Well, not being from here, I don't know all their names, but there's a lot of kids here that just really, I've just been impressed with their intensity.
Yeah.
They've come in very focused, and I think that's what is important when it comes to a practice setting. If you want to play college basketball at a high level, I think focus is a huge key. Their intensity has been really good. Guys oftentimes are a little more attention to detail oriented, so they're doing a really good job of that as well.
Most definitely, Coach. Well, hey, we're going to let you get back to the sessions. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank
man.
you, sir. Appreciate it.
That's a good shot. Good energy. Thanks for joining us back here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett. Got the pleasure of speaking with Omar Lyons, young man that has definitely turned some heads here at the workout today. Hey, man, how's it feel to be a part of this camp setting here so far?
I think it's going along pretty well. Just anytime you get to step in the gym, just get better. It's a good day. People are blessed all over the country to get better, and I just feel like it's a great opportunity what you guys are doing here. So.
Now, it's been good energy from the camp, and one of the things that has really rung true with everybody that I've interviewed, they've said that you really play hard. They like your intensity that you bring to the table. Kind of describe your approach with this event and really just when you play, period.
Well, I just come at it with the mentality, with the chip on my shoulder, you know, smaller guy, just 5'10". So I'm just going to come at it with all I got, just try to make something, make a name for myself.
What are some of the strengths that you think you've been able to show here in your game today, and also what are some of the things that you think you've been able to work on or want to work on more?
I think one of my strengths is probably my shooting, my outside shot, and just my decision-making, basketball IQ. One thing I need to work on, probably my explosiveness, my just jumping, and just always playing hard. You know, you can never play too hard, you know.
Most definitely, man. Now, you said you guys were upset in the first round of state last high school season. What are your thoughts on this upcoming season, both team and individually?
I want us to just remember how bad it felt to be upset like that, and just use it as motivation just to fuel us. And as far as myself, I don't want us to skip a beat. You know, I want us to be right back where we are and just hopefully do better this year.
Well, it's a rainy Saturday, a couple weeks before the season even gets started, and he's in here working his tail off at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. So I say you're in good shape, Omar. Thanks for joining us, man. We gonna get you on there, bro. Welcome back here to the CoachHemi.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by the man with the plan, Bryce Williams. Bryce is out of Blackman High School, the state champ last year here in the state of Tennessee. Bryce, how does it feel to be a part of this year's Coach Hemi workout, man?
It feels good. You know, I just like to compete and just show my skills. So,
well, you've been able to do that. What are some of the skills that you think you've been able to show today specifically?
showing that I'm a team player and just playing without the ball and rebounding down.
And your athleticism is something that all of the trainers and even Coach Hemi himself, when I talked to him, said that really, really kind of jumped off the page as far as what you've been able to do here athletically. I know that's one strong point. Are there any areas that you say, you know what, I want to really work on this to kind of complement my athletic ability?
My jump shot, of course, and finishing the ball. Like, I just need to finish more.
I know you got your teammate Jordan Jeffries here as well. Any players that you really like, doing the drills with or kind of going against here today so far?
I'm just competing. It just doesn't matter who it is. I'm just competing.
Most definitely, man. Now, there's a lot of things you could have done with your Saturday. It's kind of rainy. You got a couple weeks before the season. What made you really want to come here today?
It's just an opportunity to show what I can do. So, yeah.
Now, how does it feel to be able to be trained by these guys, Christian Simmons, Adrian Penley, guys that have played professional ball at different levels? What difference does that make for you as far as the training you get here today?
It feels good. I'm just a student of the game, and I just work to, know the game. Yeah.
Well, that's Bryce Williams. He's a freshman going into his sophomore year. Actually, he's already got one state championship under his belt. Good luck on the second, man. Yeah, I'll just do it that way then. Cause doing that. Oh, okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. Makes sense. Gotcha. You said that the first time, but it didn't sink in for some reason. No, it's on mute. I don't know. Right, man. Y'all take care of the priority, man. Winning it, so it's all good. All right, back courtside here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout. We've got another Blackman athlete here joining us. That's Jordan Jeffries, number 7 here at today's camp. Hey, man, how's camp going so far?
Going real good. I'm really enjoying myself. I feel like I'm getting better, so I'm really enjoying it.
Hey, man, we've enjoyed your athleticism, being able to see what you bring to the table on that note. I didn't know you had that leaping ability, man. I saw you could go, but, man, you could really take off. What are some of the areas you want to work on your game?
Really dribbling. Really, that's really holding me back, slowing me down. I know I'm going to be a guard at the next level. Right now, I'm a little 4, sometimes 3, so I'm going to have to be a guard, so I'm going to work on my dribbling more. That's really, and mid-range, that's really it right now.
Got you, man. Well, you've got some good work in today. How does it feel to not only compete and work in this setting, but given the trainers that you're working with, guys that have played ball at a professional level, give us your thoughts on how that kind of weighs in.
I mean, it feels good. I'm really enjoying it. They really teach me a lot of stuff. Getting to work on some dribble moves like I want to, and I was losing it some, but it's good. I'm working hard, so I'm going to lose it when I'm going full speed. So, yeah,
exactly.
Really helped me a lot. I really like it.
Exactly. Now, how did it feel last year to bring that state championship home, and how does that affect your outlook going into this next season?
It felt real good. Like, we had a lot of doubters coming this season. We lost a real good point guard in Darius Thompson. We came in, we produced, we proved a lot of people wrong. This year, we're going to try to do it again. No holding back. We're going in again. That's what we're doing. Trying to bring another one back.
Hey, man, well, good luck to you. You might see him flying in the sky near you. That's Jordan Jeffries. All right, man. Where's that number 9 go to school? Siegel. Welcome back here courtside to the CoachHemi.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Sheckham Grant. He's been putting in work here at the fall workout so far, man. Your thoughts on how it's been?
It's going good. It's a really good workout. These are trainers and coaches know what they're talking about, and if we're learning one thing today, it's to leave better.
Now, when you talk about the trainers knowing what they're talking about, talk about how the fact that most of these guys have played ball at a professional level in different countries, and how that kind of affects what you're able to learn from them.
We look at them more of like a professional view. They know what they're talking about. They've been through it, and we just want to try to get to where they were.
What have you enjoyed most, aside from the instruction as far as your game here today, maybe showcasing some of your strengths? What have you liked most about your performance so far?
My defense, mostly. I take pride in my defense.
Now, what would you like to work on, whether it's been here today or just kind of a focal point for you?
It would be my ability to pass the ball, see the court more, view it more often.
You attend Choctaw Central High School, correct? How was last year's season for you?
Last year's season was great. We made it. We were one game shy from making it to the state championship. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So, being one game shy, obviously I know that state championship is a big goal for you guys this year. But what are some of the other things that you're focusing on, both team-wise and individually?
Just to have my teammates have the mindset to go hard in everything that they do, and that it takes a team to get something done, mostly not individually.
Gotcha, man. Well, you're doing a good job leading by example, man. Good luck to you.
Welcome back here to the CoachHenry.com fall workout. I'm Marcus Burnett, and I've got a chance to talk to another Marcus. This is Marcus Gilbert, representing Birmingham, Alabama here today. Marcus, how's the camp been so far?
It's been great. I've learned a lot of things. I'm working hard, and I hope to use some of this stuff in the game.
What are some of the specifics, whether it's a specific drill you really thought you got a lot out of, or, a specific detail they mentioned, anything kind of sticks out to you?
Pick and roll drill where you have to come off the screen really, really tight because you don't want your man to get back into the play.
Got you. So that's, that's one takeaway you've got from today. What do you think is, some of the strengths that you've been able to show in your game here today?
I'll show my shooting and my dribbling.
Yeah, that's something that I was sitting with evaluator Stephen Peck, and he talked about your shot and the touch you were able to display. He's looking forward to it in the game also. What is a weakness or a focal point that you've been able to, kind of focus on here today as well also?
Really finishing through contacting with my left hand.
Now, as the upcoming season comes up, you talked about, you guys' trip last year being ended by a buzzer beater. How does that kind of fuel you for this year, or do you just kind of put that away and just kind of focus on the task at hand?
It just it feels like you have to work really, really hard because you don't want anything to happen again. You have to work hard on defense, so make sure that never happens again. Getting caught in screens, you have to stay with your man. You just got to play hard defense.
Sounds like you got the right perspective on it, man. Good luck to you this season.
No problem. It's okay. Did he have mine?
All right, welcome back to the CoachHemi.com fall workout as we've been able to see a great session of skills and drills led by our skills trainers here on site. And now we have what's always a fun part of camp, and that is the camp game where players can not only show the talents that they already have, but really kind of put into play some of what they were skilled and drilled on. Hemi, this is always one of my favorite parts of the camps, man.
Hey, that's what everybody shows up for, right? That's why what everybody pays paper for, huh? You know, it's a gameplay that everybody, likes to play. It's enjoyable. It's why you play the game of basketball, obviously. And however, you've got to understand that the drill portion of things, sharpening those skills, allow you to be more effective come gameplay.
Gilbert's going to pass it over to number 8 with the nice little finish inside.
That's Malik Bradford out of Cleveland, Tennessee.
This bucket there by Bradford, kind of weaving through the defense there. Really didn't take long for us to see one of the drills that we worked, coming through in the gameplay.
Yeah, you're right. You know, that's one of the things that we tried to implement in our short, 5-on-0 offense, camp offense series right there, was to implement some of the drills into gameplay. You know, you like to have that carryover. You don't want that disconnect of, trying to run some sort of flex offense when all you've done is worked off of, coming off of ball screens necessarily. So, they did a lot, off of the dribble with the ball screen. So we tried to implement that, here in our 5-on-5.
So we're going to have a trip to the free throw line by Shechem Grant out of Choctaw Central. Was able to have him on for an interview a couple minutes ago. Said he really tries to focus on the defensive side of things, and high energy, high effort guy, as we've been able to hear that those sentiments echoed by all of the camp personnel here on staff today. The Grant family definitely taking advantage of the Coach Hemi showcase here. As we mentioned, his twin sister is a part of the girls session earlier as well.
Yeah, I really like what Grant has brought to the camp here today. The energy, surprising athleticism, and a nice stroke there. Shaping up to have a nice senior season out there in Mississippi.
Again, we're seeing Malik Bradford as he gets inside.
It was a great hesitation move to be able to get past that defense and to get into the lane.
Bradford with it again. Looking ahead. A little bit too far ahead there. That pass intended for number 31, DeMonte Evans.
I like the unselfishness there, even though the pass was a little bit errant, but the willingness to give it up certainly was good.
Bradford had the ball in his hands a lot here early on. See Marcus Gilbert with a little weight room move there inside.
Good power dribble right there. Gets his feet underneath him. Lets his shoulder do the protecting there.
Yeah, Stephen Peck, one of our evaluators here on staff, when he came over, he talked about how he liked Marcus Gilbert's size. Sturdy he is, good strong build, but then also his touch with the shooting he's been able to show so far here today. Gilbert out of the Birmingham, Alabama area, 10 Shades Valley. Says they lost, they were eliminated from the state tournament last year after a buzzer beater. Really made him want to focus on defense and the little things so that they weren't in that position in the first place. You can appreciate that perspective, Hemi. No excuses from that young man.
Yeah. Understanding that every possession is important. A last-second shot will open your eyes to that reality for sure. Nice little curl cut right there by Grant. That's something that, we just introduced just a moment ago, and they had actually worked on in the 4-on-4. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but nevertheless, nice job of moving without the basketball.
Williams over to Bradford. Gilbert going to be fouled there along the baseline. So he got the pass over to number 4, Chase Hawkins. Hawkins a player, we've seen him flush a few here today. A lot of length, and raises very easily.
Speaking of raising easily there, that was a nice drive there by number 31. That's DeMonte Evans. Late addition to the camp, but he's going to come in here and get the three-point play to go.
Three-point play the hard way for Evans. Nice tie up. Gonna get Bradford for a foul there. So you have our first batch of substitutions on both sides. Again, kudos to the training staff we have here on site. You've got Adrian Penland and Coach Mike Maynard on one side. You've got Sean Sanford coaching the team there on the other side.
Yeah, no doubt. Making sure that they're in these kids' ears and making sure that they're playing hard here. Trying to get the drag ball screen, but couldn't get any leverage right there as they immediately switched. Good movement along the baseline there by the blue team. Good drive right here, and then the left-handed finish by number 15, Tamar Gray. Sorry, Marcus, I got into my play-by-play mode right there when you were away from us at the end of the road championships just a few weeks ago. I had to do some of that play-by-play.
That's no problem, man. I can't hate on the versatility of my teammates, Hemi. You know, you can do multiple things well. No problem.
Well,
Marcus Gilbert doing the same thing with that strong take.
Yeah, speaking of versatility, Gilbert showing his ability to get downhill to the rack. The Alabama native, good finish off the drive there.
Tomas Gray trying to put a little bit of razzle-dazzle on.
Yeah, Gray getting it going here. The lefty, back-to-back buckets here for the prospect from Riverdale High School. Actually graduated last year and coming in here for some post-grad opportunities with a couple colleges along the baseline. Good chance for Gray here.
Good on the free throw. Here's Williams, one of the more athletic players here. Too strong on the jump shot. Off the mark, rebound by number 14, Desmond Paul.
And a nice pass, nice head up thing. You know, one of my parting words to the campers, you know, right before they went to their respective teams was make sure that they shared the basketball, and Paul taking that to heart right there.
Jeffries with the ball up top. Now over to Davidson. Three-pointer on the way. Just off the side of the rim. Marcus Gilbert, another long rebound. Like this activity. Big fella running the floor well. Three from the top of the key, off the mark. But right there, reinforcements, Desmond Paul.
Paul in the right spot at the right time, showing that if you move without the basketball, you can find the basketball even when it's not designed to come to you.
Good Gray.
Defense. Good defense right there. That's Anthony Ramsey jumping hard out on that screen and then coming up with the steal, and he's going to draw the foul here.
Yeah, real good D there by Ramsey. Send him to the free throw line. Off the mark on the first.
Really impressed with the energy these guys, you know, brought to the camp. You know, they've worked hard through drills, and it was not an easy drill session by any means. You know, the fact that they came in here and, you know, delivered so much effort here to get better. All the while, you know, getting the exposure that the SUVtv does provide, nonetheless, is still pretty impressive from these young men.
Yeah, most definitely. It's been, like I said, the way the camp started off, you know, just from the players as well as the camp personnel, was just a great setting. And we've really seen it carry over to the skills, the drills, as well as this game. Ramsey gets a layup.
Good pass there. And a good finish by Gibson. Jay Gibson, the lefty, we talked about him earlier on the broadcast, just a freshman. He's got good size, and he's showing his touch here, and gets the pass from another young prospect, Keyshawn Davidson, just an 8th grader.
Yep, only player here in this session with an MS next to his school's name, middle school as opposed to the high school route. Big fella gonna try a 3-pointer. That one's off the mark. They've got numbers ahead. Here's Lyons. No good, but again, always hustling Grant there to pick up the pieces.
Great job by Grant, and a good job there by the blue team, hustling back in transition, not assuming that your teammate's gonna make the layup. Good communication right here on the ball screen.
Grant continuing to run ahead.
Well, he evidently had confidence that his teammates were going to come up with that defensive rebound, and he hustled up the floor and got the layup. Nice job by Grant.
Deep 2. Off the mark. Nice hustle on the rebound, able to save it successfully.
Good pass. Taylor Vanderbilt, kid that definitely catching our eye here today, a senior out of Smyrna High School. Good pitch ahead there in transition.
3 ball on the way, it's no good. Vanderbilt working on the offensive glass now, rebounding amongst the trees. Hard work pays off there. She gets the dime, finished by Leon Howard III. Wide open 3, top of the key. It's off the mark. Gray with the rebound. This blue team is working hard and running.
Yeah, they are. They've really made it a point to get out in transition, and that's where most of their buckets are coming from right now. 17-17 game, and this is a closely contested matchup here thus far.
Somar Lyons makes the first free throw. Second one on the way from Lyons, count it.
Yeah, be interested to listen into that interview with Lyons. I heard, or I saw you over here, talking with him earlier. He's had a pretty good day here at camp, and on cue, he's going to get a layup opportunity here.
Yeah, he was even a little tired during the interview. That's how hard he's worked.
Yeah.
And that was a common thread. Everybody, all of the camp staff that was interviewed, talked to them about some of the players that stuck out to them. Players to watch moving forward. All of them mentioned Lyons as far as how hard he's worked out there today. Grant will bring it up. Guarded by Evans. Just funny how these drill situations are really coming into play. That was an identical version of the drill that Coach Parmley ran.
Right, with the in and out move, then getting in transition, and then having to finish, through. It's amazing if you've got a good trainer, like we had here at this workout. They're going to replicate game situations a lot of times. And that's really a key for those coaches, out there listening. It's a constant struggle of how do we replicate a game situation, in a breakdown drill. Because if you just come out and you just roll the ball out every day and you just play 5-on-5, well, there's value to that, but how do you identify the areas that you need to improve upon and not just be a one-on-one, type of individual, skill coach that's only teaching dribble moves.
Howard III drops it off. to Lyons. Lyons a little too unselfish there.
Yeah, he needed to go ahead and finish that.
We're going to have a couple substitutions on both sides. Number 32, there in the white shirt, back into the game, Marcus Gilbert. Had a very good first stint. Be brought up by Ramsey. Hard drive there, hard foul. It's going to send Ramsey. Evans. It's going to send Evans to the free throw line.
Yeah, good left-handed drive there downhill by Evans. He'll get an opportunity at the foul line here for 2.
Evans definitely didn't go in there shying away from the contact. As a matter of fact, initiated it. A strong drive. Took a strong foul to keep him from finishing. He knocks the second free throw down. Taylor Vanderbilt the other way with it. Davison going to have it poked out of bounds there by Ramsey. Three-pointer off the mark, offensive rebound. Second attempt's no good. Evans unable to keep it in bounds. 2 minutes, 58 seconds and counting left to play here in the first half. It's a 19-19 ball game. Getting the bounce.
Pick and pop situation there by Gibson. Showing some promise here today. He's, like we've mentioned, young kid, size. Showing the touch from the outside now, too.
You can easily see him kind of being a Jordan Neff kind of guy. Neff played ball at North Cobb back there in Georgia. Guy that can go up, finish for you. And one there is finished. Number 11, Bryson Baker. I'll send Baker to the free throw line. Chance to get finishing touches on the three-point play the hard way. Baker good to go on that one. Evans with it. Guarded by Jeffries. Fouled on the floor there as he attempted to drive. That was Evans. He's going to stay with the white team. Catch a shoot opportunity there off the mark by Ramsey. Here's Vanderbilt. Count the J there from the corner. It's Baker again.
Baker got that jumper to go that time. Nice spot up there from the corner. Ooh, nice acrobatic move right there by Ramsey.
Anthony Ramsey felt he had an advantage. Took advantage finishing there inside. Make it 23-28 as we approach the final 20 seconds or so here in the first half. Good hustle, good pass there. Pass by Jay Gibson, finished by Taylor Vanderbilt. 6 seconds left here in the first half. Here's Baker.
At the buzzer. Great example there of you playing to the buzzer to the whistle. Good job there by number 7, Jordan Jeffries, being on the spot.
So that'll do it for the first half. We'll be back shortly after halftime here at the CoachHemi.com fall workout.
Can we just do the subs every 5 minutes? Oh, okay. Yeah. You do whatever you need to do, but we'll make sure we get them in. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Ready to get the second half started here. Thanks for joining us on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. Marcus Burnett joined by Coach Hemi himself as we get ready to jump into the second half. Evans trying to go to work there. Felt like he had the advantage inside against Grant. He's going to be fouled on the shot. He's going to send number 31, DeMonte Evans, to the free throw line. Evans has been aggressive this whole game.
Yeah, Evans had a big first half in there for the white team, really attacking the rim pretty well, and he's hadn't got the jumper necessarily on point as of yet, but you see the form here at the free throw line, and he gets the second one to go.
Here's Howard. Loses the handle. It's in the hands of Williams. Williams, he misses. Evans follows up. Back-to-back trips to the free throw line here for DeMonte Evans. Evans doing a good job going to the free throw line, taking care of business. Crispy on both of those free throws. Pass intended there for Jeffries. A little too hot to handle. Good look, though, by Leon Howard. Jeffries is able to catch that in stride. Who knows what the finish could have been like, as we've been able to see Jeffries' leaping ability throughout the entire count. Shot missed, but a lot of defense drawn in there by Bradford as Hawkins gets the rebound and the putback.
Seeing the versatility of Hawkins here, cleaning up the weak side glass. Good job by him.
Shot missed there by Tomas Gray. A 3-second violation there, going to go against Gray.
You gotta love the camp 3 seconds there, Marcus. Hey, the officials are tuning up for high school just like the prospects are, so they're trying to get all of their calls and everything else tight, just like the players are.
Got to get them right, because we all know the life of an official. Even when they're right, they're never going to be right to every segment of the audience there at that game.
Really like what I'm seeing out of Bryce Williams here. Strong shooting guard, just a sophomore, going to play at Blackman High School. A little off on that first free throw, but you can see that he's got a bright future in front of him. And we're going to have a violation here at the line.
So ref take a second to provide a little insight on that. Williams off the mark on the free throws. You know, still raw in certain aspects, but just that athleticism.
Without a doubt. He's got a little bit of a lean in that free throw. You can see he's leaning back a little bit. That's something that he's going to want to get, ironed out, heading into the high school season. The form is good, but sometimes, just a little bit of a lean, a little bit of imbalance can mess you up, as you know, Marcus. Of course, I've played with you a couple times out there on the sport court. I've never seen any lean from your jumper, though.
Hey, man, I've had some good times on the sport court, Hemi. That's our Madison Square and our Phillips Arena, bro. We see Gilbert got caught in no man's land there. But Team White retains possession. Here's Evans up top. Guarded by Grant now. Kick it out to Gilbert. Gilbert misses the first. Can't say the same about the second as he finishes. And Gilbert out of Shades Valley High School.
Yeah, we know a little bit about Shades Valley, Marcus. Morgan William, now a freshman at Mississippi State. We've had her on the SUVtv many times, back with her Alabama Tar Heels program, but Gilbert, much like William, bringing that strength and that presence off of the drive. I guess that's how they build them down there in Shades, huh?
Yeah, most definitely playing hard. And, can't remember Prospects Nation TV archive where Morgan Williams kind of struggled during the game, and I think she knocked down something like 17 free throws over the course of a game.
Yeah.
A huge game, just to, do whatever it takes to play her. It was always fun watching her play, and Gilbert representing Shades Valley well also.
Good floater in the lane there by Ramsey. And that's one of the things I've always appreciated about the Alabama ball players that we've been exposed to. And of course, Cedric McGinnis was up at our spring showcase at Riverdale High School back in March. He really showed out, was a feature player. Of course, from Winona High School there in Alabama, the state power. you know, McGinnis and all of these kids from Alabama really just embody that hard nose, you know, hustle, grind it out type of ball player.
Yeah.
Gilbert, very much the same in that way.
Vanderbilt ahead. Let's go. We out. Stay wide. Stay wide. Jay Gibson off on the three-pointer.
Oh, nice move right there. Well, behind the back, pull-up jumper, something right out of the Christian Simmons skill session there earlier, Marcus.
Right, that was Christian Simmons animation right there. 12:44 in county. Left to play here in the second half. Vanderbilt off the mark.
It's a rebound right there by number 6, Taylor Vanderbilt, and he's bringing it back the other direction. He's going to find jumper errant right there coming back the other direction, and the lay-in is Anthony Ramsey. I'm going to take over the play-by-play here for a moment. I'm going to be joined by Coach Aaron Shuck. Coach Shuck, welcome to the broadcast.
Glad to be back on here.
Yeah, we got a good game right here. 7-point lead here for the white team. We got a couple of transition buckets to stretch this lead out here. What are some of the impressions that you're going to take away from this workout, Aaron?
I think the kids got better. I thought the drill work that was done by them was very good. They worked hard. They listened, and I thought they did a really good job with it, and it's transferred over into this game that we're seeing right here. They're trying to do some of the things that they learned when they first started the camp today. So,
no doubt. Nice jumper right in the lane there by Leon Howard III. Nice little curl cut in the lane. Yeah, it's always a challenge, you know, in a camp setting, especially when you're playing a lot of times with 4 other teammates that you've never played before,
right,
to be able to gel and mesh. But I've been impressed with these kids and their ability to really share the basketball.
they're trying to do what they learned, and that's always a positive thing. Seeing a lot of movement away from the ball. Kids are cutting to the rim, screening for teammates.
All right, it's interesting. I mentioned before, listening to a Grantland podcast with Frank Vogel of the Indiana Pacers. He was talking to Zach Lowe, and you know, a lot of the same stuff that we talk about, and that's a nice lay-in right there by Desmond Paul. You know, the same simple stuff that makes basketball work at the high school level, well, guess what? It makes it work at the pro.
In the NBA, too. Works at all levels.
Yeah, setting good screens, moving without the basketball, having proper spacing.
Keeping it simple for everybody.
You know, and then on the defensive end, you know, just making sure that that you're providing help and, you know, getting those rotations properly.
Yeah, I thought the defense in this game's been pretty good so far. Kids are really in the proper position, making sure they're in help. If they're one pass away, they're denying, trying to get the passing lanes. Doing a good job of putting pressure on the basketball, contesting shots.
Big jumper right there from way downtown. It's from the lefty. I think that was Tomar Gray, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice cut. Good finish.
And that's Bryce Williams there. Bryce, just a sophomore. Aaron, you were an assistant coach at Parkview High School last year, coached some guys basketball. What were some of the important things that you learned, you know, coaching high school guys basketball?
One of the biggest differences just between coaching girls and guys at that level was the way we taught how to defend screens. It was it was different. And our head coach there, he's a former college coach, and just the way we defended screens was one of the biggest differences that I saw. Other than that, there weren't that many. But the speed of the game, dictates the way you defend certain situations on the guy's side. That's another one for him.
Yeah, Tomar's had a great day here. He's a kid that we talked about earlier. He's a postgraduate, kind of in between spots right now at prep school and different things. And he's coming out here and having a good day on the SUVtv, Tomar Gray.
He's got a good lefty release. Let's see if he hits another one here in transition. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah.
That's pretty good right there.
And he's just put his team now up to the blue team. So you can see Gray taking full advantage of this opportunity, and a good footwork right there too. He went left, right off of the catch, but answering
off
right
the
back.
Ball screen.
Yeah, answering right back there is Anthony Ramsey.
And that's something they worked on in the drill work earlier today too, so he carried that over. Here comes another ball screen. Good pop. He's feeling it.
Yeah. He's really got himself rolling right here, and a nice little hesitation too. One of the big things that they worked on within drill work was that change of pace, change of direction to be able to create that space, and Gray's getting it done.
He scored his team's last 12 points.
This could go down as a SUVtv Hall of Fame performance right here by Tomar.
It's looking like it. I think we got a foul on. Who'd they call that on?
Oh, he called the foul. He called the foul on the floor.
He did.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. 48-46 here.
Backside's wide open.
Oh, got a little screen, rescreen right there. Nice pull-up jumper.
I like that kid's game a lot. Who is he?
Yeah, that's Desmond Paul. That's another kid that's a postgraduate that's looking to, get on at a 2-year school, perhaps even a prep school. Come in here taking full advantage of the CoachHemi.com fall workout.
Yeah, he seems like a kid that could probably play multiple positions, defend multiple positions, play around the perimeter, play down low.
Versatility is one of those key words, those buzzwords in the game of basketball. And speaking of versatility, Jordan Jeffries got the bucket on the other end just a moment ago, and now we get a turnover, and White's going to get it right back, and Anthony Ramsey with the flush. Grant a little off on that jumper.
Good finish. Oh, I thought he was going to finish that. Got the foul, though.
Yeah, good job there by Ramsey pitching it ahead in transition. And once again, Bryce Williams, just a sophomore, going to be at Blackman High School this year. Bryce has got himself a bright future. I really like his frame. Obviously not done, maturing and filling out in that way. Struggling with the shot a little bit here today, but his release is clean, and I think once he gets that cleaned up going into the high school season, he's going to find himself to be a very productive wing over there for the Blaze. I believe that's their nickname.
Both teams are doing a good job of finding the open man in transition. They're keeping it easy. If someone's open, they're passing them the basketball.
You're right, and that's always one of the dangers or the temptations of a camp setting is, for somebody to get a little bit too selfish, so to speak. Williams gets that one to fall, and it's a 51-50 lead here for the white team. On the inside, that's going to be Gibson. Jay Gibson, just a freshman, doing a good job working. Finishes it underneath.
I think another player that I've seen throughout camp that's had a good day is Chase Hawkins, too.
Without a doubt.
He seems like a really solid player, really coachable, just someone you would like to have on your team.
Without a doubt. I had the chance to talk with Chase at the beginning of camp, and he talked about some of the things that he needed to work with or improve, I should say, as a prospect, specifically physically. High academic kid, potential high academic already with a 24 on the ACT. Good size. We've seen the lift inside, and he continues to polish those skills. You could see a number of schools in the area come after him. Nice floater in the lane there by Leon Howard III.
That last possession, Chase should have finished that cut, though. He would have had a nice little lob pass if he'd have kept going. That's a good teaching point right there. You start a cut, always finish the cut.
Good recognition right there. DeMonte Evans going to go to the line here to shoot 2. (54-52), the blue team on top. And that is Grant coming down with the rebound. Grant's had a good day, Coach Shuck.
He has.
Yeah. I really thought that he's played his position, shown a lot of energy. But he's got some good skill, too, as you see him fire that jumper up from long range.
Just from watching the past few hours, it's hard to pick a kid out, one that's just really stood out, because they've all done a good job. I think they've all bought into the past couple hours and have tried to do their best and get a little bit better.
Up to 2 minutes now left in the ball game, and we've got a tie game. And there's your man, Chase Hawkins, Coach Shuck, and he goes end to end. We can't get the three-point play to finish.
That'll stay here, white ball.
But you're right, talking about Hawkins, the length, 6'6". He's got good athleticism. One of those versatile type players that you're going to be able to, it's going to be very recruitable.
Got the blue team out in transition here. Kick to the open man. He tried to get the foul there. Good pass.
Well, prime example there of a turnover leading to a layup on the other end. And it's a 2-point game here in favor of the blue.
Good kick.
Evans has been a problem on the wing. His size, quick first step.
He wants the ball right here.
There's Williams. We talked about his struggles with the jumper so far today, and he comes up with a big jumper.
That puts him up by a point,
yeah.
57-56. Blue tries to come right back.
Big jumper there by Bryce Williams. As Coach Shuck said, giving them a 1-point lead here, under a minute to go. CoachHemi.com fall workout. Glad that you're with us here. Shaping up to be a good finish to an already good afternoon here in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Let's see if White's going to be patient here.
Oh.
See if they pull it out, maybe try to run a little clock here, protect that lead. Well, blue better come out and pressure the ball. There we go.
Hey, you play to win the game. Coach,
that's right.
Coach Sanford saying, hey, you can't hold the ball in a camp game. Herm Edwards said you play to win the game. Yeah.
Oh,
and they're going to turn
ball.
it over.
We had a kick ball. Now they got to get the ball in bounds.
Hey, a foul 1-1. Foul 1-1.
And they got the foul, so we're going to shoot 1-1 right here.
A little camp strategy right here.
Regardless of what happens here, we're going to have a one-possession game.
Yeah.
Unless White misses and gets their own rebound.
You know, we advertise this as a tune-up going into the high school season for these young prospects. You know, not only from a skills point of view, but also from a game situation. And Blue's going to get a chance here to win the game.
And we're shooting 1-1.
And it will be 1-1. Once again, the young kid, Keyshawn Davidson from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, going to go to the line here, just an 8th grader. Oakland Middle School.
I believe he's going to make these right here.
He's been good all day long, hasn't he? Been real solid with the skill work. See what his free throw looks like here.
There it is.
And the first one is good. It's tie game, 13.1 seconds left. Coming right down to the wire.
Blue better make sure they get back on a make or miss and stop the basketball. Don't leave anybody unguarded.
Second one is on the way, not there.
Here we
That's
go.
Evans with the basketball.
He's going,
Oh!
Man.
Evans gets the jumper right
the
there.
win.
Blue team for the win and can't get it to go. Big time jumper there by DeMonte Evans to finish this game 59-57. And that'll do it for us right here at the CoachHemi.com showcase here in Lebanon, Tennessee. I'm Jonathan Hemingway. He is Coach Aaron Shuck. Tune in with us next time. We will be at the Peach State Basketball EBA Top 40 Camp next weekend. We'll see you there.